Good day and welcome to Dr. Ike channel. Today in one of our lecture series we're discussing Obstetrics and Gynaecology 501, which will include the introduction to Obstetrics and Gynaecology. We also define some common terminologies that we use in Obstetrics and Gynaecology, and we also try and interpret some of the abbreviations that are commonly used in Obstetrics and Gynaecology for the benefit of our viewers. Kindly subscribe. So let's dive into today's topic. Obstetrics is a field of science that deals with the management or treatment of women during pregnancy, during labor, and the period just after the delivery. And a medical doctor that specializes in this management is known as an obstetrician. While gynecology is also a study in the field of medicine that deals with treatment of diseases that affect the female genital tract. And female genital tract includes the vulva, that usually called private parts, the vagina, the uterus, that commonly known as the womb, the fallopian tubes, and the ovaries. And a person that specializes in treating this disease is known as a gynecologist. So usually you have an obstetrician and gynecologist combined in the same medical doctor. So you are welcome on board. Fertilization is the union of the male sperm from the male and the egg that's released by the ovary of the woman. So when that fertilization happens, it results in pregnancy. So for a woman to know that she is pregnant, she must have missed at least a period, that's her menstrual period, and must have done maybe urine or blood test to diagnose that, and then now confirm the pregnancy by ultrasound. And usually in human, pregnancy usually carried for 40 weeks, plus or minus 2 weeks or 280 days. So there's what we call last normal menstrual period. That is the last normal menses the woman observed, and usually important in dating the pregnancy. It will help us to be able to calculate the expected date of delivery. That is the date that we are expecting this woman to deliver, and will also help us to calculate the age of that pregnancy, known as the estimated gestational age of that baby. Once fertilization occurs, the union of the egg and the sperm usually forms what we call zygote. And from that period to 8 weeks, that developing baby is called an embryo. And from 8 weeks till delivery is known as a fetus. So we'd like to define some terminologies. Once pregnancy occurs, it's expected that a woman should go and register the pregnancy. In registering the pregnancy, you see obstetrician will take detailed history and be able to tell you, oh, this is when you likely deliver, and these are the investigations you are going to do. So once you are returning with those investigations, with the history and the examination we have carried out during your first visit, you'll be able to classify such women as either high risk or low risk. So a woman who has been classified as high risk or low risk is now said to be booked. So that when we say a woman has booked her pregnancy, she has come for the first time, we have evaluated her, and we have given her investigations to do. She has brought back the results, and we have been able to interpret those results. Then we can now say this woman is booked because we have classified her into either high risk pregnancy or low risk pregnancy, and that will determine her subsequent management. So what is gravidity? Gravidity means the number of pregnancy a woman has carried, regardless of the outcome of the pregnancy, whether it ends up with live baby or it ends up in an abortion, which you still define later. It's called gravidity. However, parity means the number of fetuses that the woman has carried the age of viability. What do we mean by age of viability? Is that age, gestational age, at which if the baby is born, baby can actually survive. There is higher chances of the baby surviving in the outside world, and in this part of the world usually placed at gestational age of 28 weeks. Some countries use 20 weeks, some use 22 weeks, some use 24 weeks. But in sub-Saharan Africa, the age of viability here is usually 28 weeks. So once a woman has carried a pregnancy beyond that 28 weeks, we call her a parous woman. That means she has carried the pregnancy to the age of viability. And usually divide pregnancy into 3 trimesters. First trimester, that's usually the first 13 weeks. Second trimester, second 13 weeks. Then the third trimester is now the from 26 weeks to delivery. So those are the various that we usually use in O&G in obstetrics. There's also what we call lie. That is the relationship of the fetus, the longages of the fetus and the longages of the mother. Usually the longitudinal lie is the normal lie. And also presentation is the part of the fetus that is occupying the lower part of the uterus. So the normal one and commonest one is usually the head, that is cephalic presentation. Whereas some can come with buttocks, that is breech, or with legs, that is called breech, and their management usually differ. Engagement is when the widest diameter of the presenting part of that fetus has passed through the pelvic brain. They will say the fetus has engaged. Then that's what we call puerperium. That is the period that is immediate period after delivery, usually 6 weeks, during which time the woman's reproductive system returns back to the pre-pregnancy state. That is called puerperium, and also involves it also has its own the way we manage that. Labor means woman ready to give birth. She will present with painful, palpable uterine contraction. Some may actually come with you might have seen their water, you must have ruptured their membrane, while some just come with this painful that's increasing in frequency and intensity. And by the time we examine, the cervix would have opened. They will say the woman is in labor and we manage appropriately. So what is infertility? Infertility is inability of a woman to conceive following regular, adequate sexual intravaginal intercourse after 12 months. That means a woman stays with her husband, they engage in penovaginal intercourse with ejaculation, and at least 3 to 4 times in a week, and after 12 months they've not been able to conceive, we term that infertility. And it can be primary or secondary. It's primary if such woman has never conceived before, and it's secondary if a woman has conceived before regardless of the outcome, and now she is finding it difficult to conceive. That is infertility. Miscarriage is loss of pregnancy before the age of viability. We have defined age of viability here as 28 weeks, the gestational age. So if there's any pregnancy loss before that age, is termed miscarriage. What is called ectopic pregnancy? Ectopic pregnancy means that after the fertilization of the egg and the sperm, the product usually transported into the uterus, in the endometrial cavity, for it to be implanted. That is normal implantation. Any other plantation outside the uterus, it might be on the tubes, might be on the ovary, might be in the abdomen, might be on the cervix, is called ectopic pregnancy. And such patients usually present, some will present with bleeding that's with abdominal pains and spotting and fainting spell if it has ruptured. Some can actually be an incidental finding on ultrasound in early pregnancy. Then what we call genital tract malignancy. Those are the cancers that affect the genital tract, which might be cervical cancer, that is the cancer that affects the mouth of the womb. It can be endometrial cancer, that is the cancer that affects the inner lining of the womb. It can be ovarian cancer, which is the cancer that affects the ovaries, the egg, where the egg actually comes out. Then there are some abbreviations that are usually used in obstetrics and gynecology, like PID, that is pelvic inflammatory disease. You still go into details of all this during subsequent lecture. We are just introducing the course to us in 1G501. PCOS, that is polycystic ovarian syndrome. now known as polyendocrine metabolic ovarian syndrome. We have treated that in our last lecture. IVF is in vitro fertilization. TVS, that is transvaginal ultrasound scan. GTD is gestational tromboblastic disease. Preeclampsia, usually shortened as PE, that is preeclampsia, is an hypertensive condition that usually occur after 20 weeks of gestation. We still do more explanation when we get to the main topic. Postpartum hemorrhage, that is bleeding following delivery. That has been the major cause of death, usually in the leading cause of death in our women in the recent time. Then APH is known as antepartum hemorrhage. That is before delivery. That is bleeding before delivery, but after the age of viability. Then IUFD is intrauterine fetal death or intrauterine fetal demise. That means the baby in the womb has died. That is called intrauterine fetal death. Usually may peak it during examination with our sonicate, the handed Doppler, or with what we used to listen to the fetal that we call fetoscope, but usually confirmed with ultrasound. That is intrauterine fetal death. That's what we call BTL. That is bilateral tubal ligation. It's a form of family planning method. It's a permanent form in which the two tubes are tied and serve as a family planning method. Then SVD, that is spontaneous vaginal delivery. That is the vaginal delivery that we usually call normal delivery. However, there is no abnormal delivery. That is the SVD. Then CS, common word used everywhere, is cesarean section. That is delivering baby through operation, by cutting through the abdomen and also making an incision on the womb to deliver the baby. That is called CS. That's what we call total abdominal hysterectomy. That is total abdominal hysterectomy. That means we are removing the uterus together with the tubes. Then can also add bilateral cervicorectomy. That is TH plus BSO. TH means total abdominal hysterectomy. BSO means bilateral cervicorectomy. That means we are removing the womb, that is uterus. We are removing the tubes and we are removing the ovaries. That is TH plus BSO. That's what we call IUCD. That's intrauterine contraceptive device. It's also a form of family planning method that usually lasts up to 9 to 10 years and is readily available. We'll still delve into that when we are discussing contraception and its methods. That's what we call HVS. That is called eye vaginal swab. We usually take samples from the upper part of the vagina for various investigations. Say women that have abdominal vaginal discharge, we usually take some specimen from the eye vagina. That is called eye vaginal swab. We also have endocervical swab. So we can also take the sample from the endocervix, that is the inside of the cervix, and also for investigation. What we call LMP, that is last menstrual period. Usually the last normal menstrual period, as earlier stated, that is the last menses a woman saw before she got pregnant, and it's important in dating that pregnancy. And EDD is called expected date of delivery. That is, you're using the last menstrual period to calculate the expected date of delivery, targeting 40 weeks, and usually had plus or minus 2 weeks. So a fetal is said to be 10 if that pregnancy has been carried to 37 completed weeks gestational age. Then that fetal is said to be 10. But we actually target 40 weeks being the EDD. Then any fetus that is carried beyond 40 weeks is called a postdated pregnancy. And once it's carried to around 42 and above, it's called a post-term pregnancy. That is why we usually see our pregnant women close to term weekly from 36 weeks. That's what we call EGA, that is expected gestational age. That is the age of the fetus, using the last menstrual period to calculate it. Or for women that are not sure of their last menstrual period, usually happen, then we can now use the earliest scan, usually the first trimester scan, to now date the pregnancy and to give the gestational age to that baby. Then it's what we call PROM. PROM, that's the premature rupture of membrane. That is, the membrane is ruptured before the onset of labor. It's called PROM, and it's also a common presentation in our obstetrics and also in labor, obstetric clinic, and also in the labor ward. That's what we call ARM, that is artificial rupture of membrane or amnioresis. In doing that is a minor surgical intervention. When a woman comes in labor and the membrane is still intact, prime pain is not progressing well as required, we can do such minimal procedure to rupture that membrane so that the labor can progress fast. That's what we call MVA. That's called manual vacuum aspiration. Usually for women that have incomplete miscarriage with some retained product inside, you can use a plastic instrument that we use to evacuate the womb. Because if not evacuated, infection can set in and can lead to other sequelae that is not palatable. That's what we call CTG. That is called cardiotocograph. It's like a machine. It's a machine that we use to monitor labor, monitor the contraction and also the fetal rate, and comes out with a tracing. That is the graph that we interpret and use that to manage this patient. I hope you have followed so far and you have enjoyed the course 1G 501. In our subsequent lectures, we'll be discussing how to take history and how to examine obstetrics and gynecology patients. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please kindly subscribe, like, and share. We appreciate you. Thanks for watching this particular episode, and we'll see you in our subsequent episode. Thank you for watching.